20%, or as the optimist would say, 80%.
Hi, welcome. I don't know about y'all, but I am so excited. Hello here and hello here. I'm actually double streaming right now, so I don't normally stream, so I'm not sure if this is a good setup. I should turn down, and I'm watching the launch on my TV. So I've got YouTube, TikTok, TV. It's kind of a lot. But I'll turn down my TV so it's not competing with me, and I assume you all are probably watching this as well. This is so exciting. So I've been watching for a couple hours now, actually. I guess. What else am I doing on a Sunday? Actually, I am doing some other things. I'm baking some bread right now, so I'll probably have to get up at some point to mess around with that. But yeah, so there was a kind of a tense few moments when the hatch didn't seal properly, and it was very strange for me because y'all probably don't know this, but I used to be in the Navy, and I was a Navy nuclear officer. And so one of the things that we have to do, I can't go into too many details about, the reactor on a naval ship, but there is a hatch basically to the reactor compartment that has to be sealed. And so I was having flashbacks to, because I was in charge of the division that was responsible for sealing that hatch and doing these pressure check type things. And yeah, so that was kind of funny for me because I was like, oh gosh, I remember that. And the amount of pressure drop that's allowed or not allowed. And in fact, a lot of this is reminding me of my time in the Navy. So they ended up finding a little bit of debris in the seal, and that was what caused it to not totally seal 100% like it should have. And so they were calling that FOD. So FOD is a term, it means foreign object debris. And it's basically like exactly what it says. Some foreign object that's not supposed to be there, and it can cause a lot of damage. And we didn't care about FOD too much on the reactor side. That wasn't something we really had to worry about. But the reactor that I served on was on an aircraft carrier, and aircrafts care a lot about FOD because they can suck FOD into their engines, and it can be an issue. So they would have what's called FOD walk down on the aircraft carrier. And they would announce it over the 1MC for the whole ship, like every day, like FOD walk down, like all hands report to the flight deck to do a FOD walk down. I never once did FOD walk down. Like I said, I was in the reactor department. We were very separated from the flight deck. The reactors are, many decks below the water line. The flight deck was many decks above the water line. It's a long walk. It's a lot of stairs, a lot of ladders. But yeah, I would constantly hear about FOD walk down. And so that's what it made me think of when they said they found that. Oh, sorry. I was just listening to what they were talking about on the TV. So yeah, so that was kind of funny for me to be like, oh, FOD. But luckily they were able to get that fixed because it would be kind of unfortunate if they missed this launch again. Because I believe the next launch window is on Wednesday, and I don't think the weather is looking very good right now for Wednesday. So given that we already were weathered out yesterday and the weather was touchy all day today, but it still seems like it's going to be good for lunch now. So I'm glad they got that fixed. Oh my gosh, this bread I'm baking smells so good. Sorry, I just put it in the oven and I'm starting to smell it now. It's a pumpkin sourdough bread. I think it's going to be amazing. I love to bake, so. Oh, there goes the crew arm.
And it looks like the crew access arm has already begun to retract away. Just a beautiful sight.
Why do rockets look so much like penises? It's weird. It's a lot more noticeable when it's standing by itself.
And we are T-minus 43 minutes and 15 seconds from launch.
What do you guys think of the new spacesuits? They're definitely a lot sleeker and snazzier than the old ones, but I like the old ones. They were so iconic, that pumpkin orange. Hi, well, I'm glad you're enjoying my live. Sorry, it's kind of hard for me to see the comments, so if I miss any comments, I apologize. But I'm excited to be doing a live. This is my first live on this account, and yeah, it's cool. cool to hang out with you guys. And this is a really awesome historic event. And God knows we need some good things to happen in 2020, don't we? One thing that's really crazy to me about this launch is that, this is SpaceX, like it's a private company. This is a private public ventureship, which is really exciting. And I think is the way forward for, space operations. But like, it's so corporate, like it's so branded, like the astronauts all took their own individual Teslas from, the staging area to the launch pad. And it's like, okay, like I get it. Like I can't hate on them for that, but oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I hope everybody knows that if they are interested in STEM, they should feel welcome and everyone can be good at STEM. I absolutely love STEM, obviously. But funnily enough, I was always pretty good at math and stuff, but I was actually better at like writing and verbal stuff. I did better on my verbal SATs, and I did, like, that was like kind of my thing. And I love to write. I mentioned that in a previous video. I write in my spare time. But even though so technically speaking, maybe I should have gone into like some career that was not STEM focused, but I just really like doing math, and I like that kind of thing. I wasn't like bad at math. I was good. Anyway, so suffice to say, I think STEM is for everyone. So, do you think the astronauts get bored sitting in there? I think they might. Like, because they've been in there for like, I don't know, like 2 hours almost now. They're just sitting there. The crew doesn't have anything really to do at this point. They do some comms checks, but otherwise they're just sitting there waiting to be launched into space. The Falcon 9 is all autonomous, so like they really are just cargo pretty much at this stage. And I'm sure they're just like antsy and ready to go. And I would get bored, honestly. And like that again kind of makes me think back to my time in the Navy. And like even when you were doing like a really cool operation and something really exciting, when you had these long down periods in between it, like you got bored. Like you're like, in an hour I'm going to be doing something really cool, but for now I'm just sitting here and I'm just standing here and I'm bored and my feet hurt and I want to like take a nap or something. So I think that they probably get a little bored just sitting there for a couple hours inside that capsule, not being able to do anything.
If we were to have an abort scenario here on the pad, we have demonstrated the efficiency and success of that system, having done a pad abort test previously.
Well, hopefully they don't have to abort. At this point, that would really suck. But obviously, if it's a safety thing, they have to be willing to abort at any point. My personal feelings about Musk. That's hard to say because I have a ton of respect for him and what he's done with Tesla and SpaceX, and his vision of people living on Mars is really inspiring to me, and I love it. I would 100% be a Mars colonist. Take me to Mars. But on the other hand, I think he's kind of a giant douchebag. And so like I struggle to reconcile, thinking that he's doing really great things, but also thinking that he's just kind of being a big D-bag. That's kind of my personal feelings about him. But yeah, as far as, millionaires go, or is he a billionaire right now? I don't even know. I think he's probably one of the better ones because he's dedicating his money and his fortune to something I care about. Yes, I feel like a lot of people have to feel that way about him, right? Like he's not going around making a lot of friends with his attitude. But oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to wait for this bread to finish. It smells so good. It takes like another hour to bake, so I'm gonna have to get up and turn it in about 6 minutes. So I apologize in advance for having to get up. Yeah, he's definitely brilliant. I will not take that away from him for sure. And I would probably, I don't know. I don't know if I'd like to work at SpaceX or not. When I first got out of the Navy, I lived in San Diego. And I was like kind of considering working at SpaceX, but obviously they're in like LA, so it would have been like not really a good a good commute. Thank you. And I don't think I could do. I don't think it would be a good working environment for me. I'm not a like 80 hours a week kind of person. I'm like 40 hours a week. I'm leaving at 5. You paying me for my time, and then now it's over. And I mean, I like to do productive things in my spare time. I do things like this in my spare time. All of my SciComm stuff is in my spare time. But the impression I get first from SpaceX is that the people there are very, very passionate about their work, and they work very, very hard about it and very, very long. And that, for me, would probably not be a good fit. But on the other hand, maybe if I worked there, I would be excited to work 80 hours a week because it would be like a melding of all my interests and stuff. They keep showing this shot of the capsule, and it looks like a ghost. I'm the only one that thinks that. It looks like one of the little Pac-Man ghosts. It's got the eyes. It's so cute because then it's got like the little cutouts. So it's like, woo. That's not a noise a ghost makes. I don't know. Sorry.
And so now at T-minus 36 minutes and 20 seconds, in just over a minute, we should be hearing that Falcon 9 is ready for propellant load.
Ooh, they're about to load the fuel.
T1 with rocket grade kerosene, and also simultaneously the liquid oxygen loading will begin.
It always makes me laugh that they use kerosene to fuel rockets because, like, when I hear kerosene, I think like kerosene lamps, like, you know, Laura Ingalls Wilder type style. It's like, it just seems like a very old-fashioned thing to me. And then they're like, oh yeah, this is how we power a rocket. It makes sense. And I don't think it's the same exactly. Like they said, it's rocket grade kerosene. It's the good stuff. It's pumpkin sourdough bread. I'm excited. It's a new recipe that I'm trying because I was in the mood for some pumpkin, and I haven't made anything with my sourdough starter in a while. It's just been like sitting there, occasionally getting fed so it doesn't die. So I thought I was in the mood to make some. It has cranberries in it too. So very fall, and cinnamon. So yeah, it smells like pumpkin and cinnamon right now, and baking bread, which is very good. I also haven't had dinner yet, so I guess I'm kind of hungry too. Although I had lunch kind of late, so we'll see. You know, we've launched like so many people into space at this point that it's like kind of easy to forget sometimes, like that this shit is dangerous. And I was like thinking about this the other day, and which one was it? One of the Apollos that had that fire on the launch pad. Apollo 7, maybe? I was a nuclear surface officer in the Navy. Yeah, so and the astronauts inside died, obviously, because their thing burned up, and that was just like horrible. And then obviously there was the space shuttle incidents. So like, it's not it's not an insignificant thing to be strapped on top of a, you know, however many feet high controlled explosion and shot up into space. But I do think that the fire on the launch pad, just for me, like, I don't know, maybe this is kind of weird, but like, if I were going to die in a space accident, I would rather die in something like the Challenger explosion than in a fire on the launch pad. Because I just think, like, because they couldn't get the hatch open, right? So they were just locked inside this place and just burning up. That sounds awful to me. And I can't imagine the like next mission after that, like how they must have felt being like, well, the last people that tried to do this burnt up. Very brave men.
Powered the Draco engines as well as the 8 Super Draco engines that would be utilized in the launch escape system in an abort scenario. And again, we want to be crystal clear. Now that
I should do a video about rocket science. It's pretty cool. It's not that difficult.
Super Draco engines built into
It's just Newton's third law. I guess if it was fast enough, then it wouldn't like be bad. I think it would just be the panic of that like moment of realizing you were trapped and you were going to burn up. That would like be very terrible.
Well, we are counting down those final minutes, and everything
All right, we're still going for lunch. I love when they have the watch like over the spacesuit. It looks so funny.
That fuel is a refined form of kerosene, also referred to as RP1. Our oxidizer is densified liquid oxygen, also called LOX. Densified means it is kept much colder than typical for launch vehicles, and it takes up less volume. This allows for more oxidizer to be loaded into the first.
It's crazy how like big the whole thing is all together, and then the little crew capsule is like so small. It is not easy to get people into space.
Once we've got the flame going, we can then add the kerosene fuel into the chamber, and the engine goes to main power.
I actually read an interesting scientific paper once about how difficult it would be for civilizations on other planets to launch into space. So as your planet gets more massive, you're gonna, yeah, that is a good quote. That would suck if you got all the way there. That's not a short trip, and then it was just like, boom. You never even get to like have your one step for mankind moment. Oh, that's my bread. I gotta switch this around. I'll be right back.
That loading will begin on the second stage, which you can see on the monitor, which is the cylinder, the white cylinder just above that long third stage. The liquid oxygen loading on stage 2 begins at T-minus 16.5 minutes. And we'll continue loading liquid oxygen on both stages until the last few minutes of the flight. Reloading the pressure vessels is also underway. We use that to pressurize the tanks of light as the propellant is pulled out by the Merlin turbo pumps.
Well, I forgot what I was saying, but it probably wasn't important. And I decided it's time for a drink. Hopefully there are no children watching this. Children, don't drink unless you're 21. I'm going to go with some gin today because gin is my favorite. So here's a fun fact about me. I thought that I hated gin for a long time. And it turns out I just really hate tonic because I'd only ever had gin with tonic. And I really hate tonic. So you will not be seeing any tonic, but you will be seeing some gin here. Let me grab some other stuff. All right, let's go. Ice. Ice is always nice. Oh, that rhymed. That wasn't even intentional. All right, and we'll get some mixer and a lime.
Let's turn it over to Jesse and Leah for an overview of that after liftoff.
Thanks, John. For Crew-1, the astronauts flight station will take about 37.5 hours. The is much longer, but fairly similar to the trip NASA astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Bacon made earlier this year in Crew Dragon's first mission with humans aboard. As we await T0 in just about 29 minutes, the ground operations team.
All right, so with my gin, I like to have, like I said, I don't like tonic, so I usually have some sort of soda water. So today I have some bubbly. Bombay Sapphire is very good. I picked this up at the liquor store because it was like it was like a Chicago special. I live in Chicago. It was a Chicago like special edition bottle, and it was on sale, I think. I'm a grad student, okay? My budget is not very high here. I've also had this bottle for like 2 years and shared it with people, and it's still not it's not gone quite yet. I don't drink all that often, to be honest. Because I don't like to drink by myself, but I'm not by myself. We're hanging out. All right. There we go. I always end up, like, when I do this by eye, I always end up pouring way too much. I should have gotten my jigger, but oh well. All right. And some lime, because who doesn't like lime?
Which is our second event. This
All right. Cheers. Hopefully this isn't jinxing the launch. Maybe I should have waited until after liftoff. Ooh, that's good. I like it with the bubbly or the boobly. I know, is this boobly or bubbly? I just remember they had that like commercial with Michael Bublé, and so then that makes me always think it's Boobly because his name is Bublé. I could be wrong though. So I was thinking about this earlier when I was watching these ladies that are like running the panel or whatever. How do I get that job? That'd be like perfect for me. NASA, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, hire me. No, I don't know. I might try and work for NASA after I graduate. I haven't decided yet what I want to do. I have about a year and a half left before I anticipate graduating with my PhD. So that's plenty of time to figure out what I want to do. I'm 33 and I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. It's a serious problem. I do like the naming conventions that SpaceX has used, like the Dragon capsule, because like it totally makes sense for a rocket. Like when it launches, it looks like it's breathing fire. And so then it's like the Draco engines, which, damn you, J.K. Rowling, always makes me think of Draco Malfoy now. It's in a Latin word. Whew. This is good. Good. Are any of y'all having a drink while you're watching? If you're of drinking age. I am watching it on the NASA live stream YouTube, which should be the same as the one on the nasa.gov site. But I have a YouTube app on my TV, so it was easier to do it via YouTube. But then I also have YouTube up on my laptop where I'm streaming. Oh, not to anyone. There was someone on my live stream, but they dropped off. I guess they weren't into me. But I have plenty of people hanging out with me on TikTok, which is super exciting. Hi, guys. I hope y'all are as excited as I am. This is so cool. So I don't know if anyone watched the Demo 2 launch in May, but I did. And I just I felt like I was a little kid. I sat on the floor in front of the TV, like literally like as close as I could get to my TV and like watched it and was like literally clapping. I'm not one of those people that usually claps at a TV that can't hear me. But it was just so cool because we don't have to go to Russia anymore and like buy seats from them. I don't know. I'm not always the most patriotic person, but like USA. And very awesome that we have Japan coming along on this one as well. Where am I going to be watching what from? Oh, this launch? Well, I'm just going to have to watch from here because I have my setup here. I will not be sitting on the floor next to the TV this time, unfortunately. Actually, I don't even know why I did that because like my TV is big enough that if I sit that close to it, I can't even see. Oh, how is Star Trek Discovery? You know, I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, but I've never really gotten super into Star Trek. It was a little too old for me when I was younger, especially because we didn't watch a lot of TV growing up. We didn't have cable. And then when the new movie came out with Chris Pine in, what was that, 2009, I watched that and I liked it, like, okay. But there was like enough things that just irritated me about like, yeah, I don't know. So I never got super into it. And then when the new Discovery show came out, it's on like the CBS app that you have to pay for, and I don't do that. Oh, can you see the rocket from Florida? That would be so cool. I've never seen a launch in person, and I would absolutely love to. seen Hidden Figures. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. It was so inspiring. Actually, Katherine Johnston recently passed away. She was 102 years old. So what an amazing woman. It's seriously, it's crazy. What they put up with and what they accomplished at the same time.
As one of the first countries to join the future international space exploration. What I think Japan has expertise in human and robotic space.
Whew. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading the comments from here. But I guess I could have lowered my tripod, but it's like as low as it can go. Oop, there we go. Now it's as low as it can go. Oh, you're a little bit closer now without messing with the legs. And I'm way too lazy to mess with the legs. Sorry. That's just the honest truth. Oh, that smells good. I'm a little worried that the bread was already pretty dark after 20 minutes and it's supposed to be in there for another 30. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think it's awesome that Japan is coming along on this. First international partner on the Crew Dragon. It's only the second mission. It's also the first woman going up on the Falcon 9. It's just really exciting. Also, here's a really sad fact. Oh my God, you saw Kepler launch? Okay, I'm too jealous. I can't. I'm just too jealous. I'm gonna kick you off. No, I'm kidding, but that would be so amazing. Oh, bread and butter is so good. Oh, you saw the moon landing? That would be so cool. I still get like chills watching like footage of it. I can't imagine having watched it like as it was happening. So here's something that's pretty sad about me. I'm a very tall person. I don't know if you can tell when I'm like sitting down. Whew, already time for drink two. I didn't make the first one very strong. It was mostly water. Yeah, I'm a very tall person. I am 6'4". Actually, maybe like 6'4" and like a quarter. Like I'm on the high end of 6'4", I guess. So it's not like, I'm not rounding up. Let me put it that way. And the height cutoff for astronauts was 6'3". So I was too tall to be an astronaut. So even though I was in the Navy and an astrophysics major and very interested in something like going to space, I never really seriously looked into it because I was too tall to be an astronaut. Now I say was because they actually removed the 75-inch height requirement because that was based on basically fitting into the spacesuits. And now SpaceX custom makes these spacesuits. And so they don't have a specific height limit anymore. However, they do have like a line in the astronaut application that, or like, you know, requirement section that says you must be like physically able to fit into the vehicles. So I might actually still be too tall, but I'm not like, it's not as explicit as it was, which is kind of cool, but also I probably passed any window I would have of actually applying or being an astronaut. So it's probably not in my future, but it is kind of funny that I was too tall to be an astronaut. All right, I need a new slice of lime. I will be right back. All right. 19 minutes. I like her jacket. I don't know if you guys are watching the live stream or not, but she has a pretty cool NASA jacket with like patches on it and stuff. I'm wearing one of my NASA shirts here in honor of the launch today. Of course, TikTok mirrors everything, right? So you can, it says, ASAN, ASAN. I love Doctor Who. Oh my God, I am a big Whovian, absolutely. I actually first got into 80%. That's good. It was only 50% before. Sorry, I'm watching the steam billowing out as they get all ready to go. Yeah, I love Doctor Who. So I first got into it and And when I was in the Navy, I was on a deployment, and it wasn't my ship. So my ship was like in the maintenance period, and so they sent me to another ship that was going underway, so I could practice basically on their reactor. So I was there just to like stand watch and learn things. So I didn't really have a job, so I had a lot of downtime. So I bought before I went the like entire box set of like the first 5 seasons of New Who, and started watching it and got so addicted and watched like all of it. It was like crazy. And then, yeah, so I was really excited. 10 is my doctor. That's maybe a stereotype, but what can I say? He was amazing. I haven't actually seen the latest season because I have to pay for it, and I just haven't. I've been busy and I haven't rented it basically because I don't get the BBC here, obviously. But I have seen up through season 13. I saw the first season of Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, I can tell you some things about this mission. So this is Crew-1. So the reason that it's Crew-1, even though if you might remember, there was a launch in May of 2 astronauts to the space station on Crew Dragon. That mission was Demo 2. So that was a demonstration flight showing that the Crew Dragon capsule was capable of astronaut flight. And so then after that, NASA had to certify SpaceX to basically conduct astronaut operations, which they did on November 10th. And so now SpaceX is certified by NASA to do astronaut operations on this mission. Crew-1 is their first crew rotation mission. They're launching 4 astronauts to the International Space Station, which is a lot. A lot to do at once. 3 NASA astronauts and 1 JAXA astronaut, which is a Japanese space agency. Let's see if I remember their names. The NASA astronauts, the commander is Michael Higgins. That sounds right. Victor something. Shannon. And Soichi is the Japanese astronaut. And they are launching for a 6-month mission at the International Space Station. So they will be up there for 6 months doing science and experiments, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to know about this mission? T-minus 15! I even put on lipstick for this, and I never wear lipstick. That's how excited I am. It's so crazy. Like, I've been watching this live stream for a couple hours now, and it was, the middle of the afternoon when it started, and it's now like totally dark out, and it happens so gradually, and it's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird how that happens. It does get serious when lipstick is on, especially for me. I'm not a big makeup person. I don't know that much actually about the science that they're going to be doing in the space station. They do a lot of experiments up there. Yeah, I don't know. I think they do a lot of biology stuff, which is very outside my wheelhouse. But things like, basically the effect of a low gravity environment, microgravity environment on living organisms, on cells. They had a little segment earlier about these DNA chips or something that they were setting up that like simulated the effect on human organs, and they were like created out of stem cells, and it's a way to test things without having to test them on a person. So yeah, I don't know. There's a Twitter account called ISS Research, and they talk a lot about the actual research that's being done on the International Space Station. So if you're interested in that, I definitely recommend them. I bet they're more than ready to go. They're probably sitting there like, let's go. That's what I would be doing.
That allows the crew to get insight into how launch is proceeding and provides constant updates on vehicle health to the crew.
What do you think their microgravity or zero gravity indicator is going to be? They didn't say earlier. I don't know. I would make something. I would hand make something. I'm not a big crocheter, but I could learn. Crochet like, oh, I'd crochet like a little tiny yarn dragon. Yep, that would be it if I was an astronaut. I know, it really does. It looks like a spaceship in like ways that like, I don't know how many of you have seen like the old Apollo capsules or Gemini capsules. I've seen a couple of them at like museums, and you know, I mean, they were older technology and they kind of look like it. And now like SpaceX, it looks like a sci-fi film. Right? Like, this is the fucking future. We are in the future. I forget which is. It's got to be a weird feeling to be sitting on top of all of that rocket fuel, all of that power just waiting. So here's a fun thing. Yes, this launch is being televised. Check out nasa.gov/live or go to YouTube and look up NASA's channel. It has a live stream of the launch. That's what I'm watching on my TV, which you can probably kind of hear in the background. I turned it down so that you wouldn't. But here, there. Now I turned it up so you can hear. So yeah, check that out. Sorry, you're not actually going to see it on mine. You're just going to see me seeing it. I guess my idea was that you would watch with me. So we're all watching together, but we're not watching it on my live stream. When I started watching today, the NASA live stream had like 2,000 people watching, and then like now it's like 100,000 at least. It's probably actually gone up because I can't see it in this view. How many? I wonder if I can. Oh yeah, 116,000 watching now. That's really cool. 116,000. I love other people that love space. Oh no. All right, we're at T-minus 10 minutes from launch, and I just realized I'm at T-minus 9 minutes on my bread, so I should probably check on that so I don't miss launch. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I'm really excited. I do like that. What is it? All for one and Crew-1 for all? Oh, that sucks that the weather isn't cooperating for viewing from Florida. Ooh, we've got a guest. Hello, mister. You want to come say hi? No, you don't. He's going to be mad. Say hi. Hi. That's what you get for coming over here. All right, sorry. He does not like being picked up. I just can't resist him. He's so cute. All right. Let's do a little bit more gin here. Seems like it'd be a little scary. I'd be scared if I was them. Oh, you mean scary for him to be picked up? Yes, that's probably true.
still watching those fuel levels tick up, and in the first stage, we're almost at 100% of that densified kerosene.
Ooh, all right, I need to check the recipe for my bread. Make sure I'm not messing it up.
6 minutes.
And by for pre-roll. And there's the call out. Stage one engine kill has started. Indicates that we are opening the pre-valve. Liquid oxygen now beginning to flow slowly through the turbo pumps.
This is exciting. Oh, scared.
Should be in about 30 seconds from now. We'll be looking for stage
Sorry.
That's the densified kerosene. That's fuel on the first stage, already full on the second stage, and we'll still be loading liquid oxygen up until about 2 minutes prior to liftoff on the second stage.
It looks so cool with all the, what is that, the oxygen boiling off? Stage one fuel load's complete. Let's go. I would love to go to space, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know that I would want to go to space for 6 months. Like, but if I was super rich, like I would pay to go on one of those like private space flights. I would love to see the Earth from space. The pretty much everyone that's been to space reports. There's a name for it. I forget what it is. But basically, the like sensation of seeing Earth as a whole from space and kind of seeing it as this kind of fragile thing, like floating in the cosmos, is like a very, I don't know, like moving experience for people. And they say it gives them a lot of perspective. And I would love to experience that. And I'd love to experience weightlessness, although I do get motion sickness, so I would probably throw up. 5 minutes! 5 minutes! Oh my gosh, SpaceX had to scrub the launch in October at like T-minus 2 minutes. How fucking terrible it would be if they had to scrub this one at T-minus 2 minutes. I have never been to a launch. I would really absolutely love to go. Definitely a goal of mine. Maybe someday when COVID is over, I can actually go down and watch it. Shit, I have to. I have some competing concerns here. Oh, am I behind? Am I not live? It says I'm live. Okay, I just hit T-minus 4. Oh no. Oh no, I don't want to not be live. Maybe if I do it on my computer.
T-minus 3 minutes.
Okay, well, it's the same on my computer, so maybe it's just my internet. I don't know. You're at 3 minutes? What the fuck? Well, maybe I'm at a delayed live stream, so don't spoil it. Just kidding. Okay, I am going to run and change my bread before we hit lunch.
Shortly after, about 2 minutes prior to liftoff.
when you open the oven. Do I have a hair tie over here? Oh, here we go.
If you see a large white cloud about midway down,
Sometimes my hair gets real hot.
that's again just the gaseous oxygen hitting the water moist board.
T-2. T-2. It's like the longest 2 minutes. Watch every second. Just imagine how they feel.
One good calls at stage 2 liquid oxygen load is complete. That means we have full fuel on the first and second stages that densified kerosene, and we're full of the oxidizer. Liquid oxygen on the first and second stage as well. Now just a minute and 40 seconds until liftoff today. And as you can hear those sounds, like she said, the vehicle is alive. Coming up in 10 seconds, we'll look to hear the Dragon is in countdown. And Falcon 9 is in startup.
1 minute. 1 minute.
50 seconds now until liftoff. That FTS you heard is flight termination.
Go for lunch. Go for lunch.
Go for launch, and at 37 seconds, the International Space Station flies
30.
over Canada Space Center. Crew Dragon poised to go catch it. 20 seconds till liftoff.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's such. I love it. I just absolutely love it. Just the amazing amount of ingenuity, human ingenuity that it took to get to this point, that we can just fucking send people up into space. And they live there. They live in space. It's crazy. The space station has been continuously occupied for 20 years now, over 20 years.
The Falcon is supersonic, and we will be passing through the next few weeks, the largest structural load during its time. There's that call up.
Even yeah, it is very cool. I agree.
And we just entered stage 1 Bravo abort mode. That's going to take them through the end of the first stage burning just before second stage. Off the coast of North
So
Carolina.
cool. It's like a man-made comet almost. That's what it looks like. That's crazy. They're going so fast.
Well, with the call out of NRAP chilling, similar to what we saw in the first stage Merlin engines, the second stage engine being prepared for its ignition, coming up in just over 30 seconds from now. We're a half a minute away from 3 quick events in rapid succession. We're going to get main engine cut off. The 9 Merlin engines will throttle down and then shut down. We're going to get stage separation and then ignition of the second stage engine.
That's so cool. You know, the blue flames are hotter than the other ones. Damn it. No, I can't get my bread out of them. damn it, I'm trying to say.
And you see that same button at the
Woo! Okay.
Crew-1 is now on their way to the International Space Station.
So cool.
On the right side of your screen, you see stage 2 continuing.
Ooh, that would be cool. I definitely want to go visit.
Stage 1 preparing for its return to Earth.
Currently on the left side, you can't make out much. It's a couple hours after sunset in Florida. But the grid vents have deployed on the first stage. The first stage is now unpowered, but with the velocity head, it continues to coast up to an apogee before it begins to descend back into Earth's atmosphere. Now, if you'd like, maybe we'll see the lights of Florida or the eastern seaboard in the background, but otherwise, there's not going to be much to see.
I like that they're explaining nighttime here. There's not much to see because it's dark out.
And we heard calling Bermuda, that means Bermuda ground station was the signal from the second stage of the Dragon and Falcon 9.
We're still continuing as stage 2 burners to listen for those abort zones. We're now at 280 to echo, taking us up over the northern Atlantic.
Oh, that's too bad. Light pollution is such a damn shame. I can't see anything in Chicago except for like the moon. I wonder what the name of the drone ship is for the recapture. Just read the instructions. I love the names of the drone ships from SpaceX. It reminds me of the Culture series. I don't know if you guys have read that, but I highly recommend them. Some of my favorite books by Ian M. Banks. And all of the spaceships are sentient and they have really cool names. Which I don't know if that was Elon Musk's inspiration or not. But that's what it makes me think of.
Slow down the first stage.
That's good. That's good. The launch did happen. They already had the main engine cut out, first stage disconnect, and now they're at 200 kilometers of altitude.
You can see on the indicator altitude, 201 kilometers. We're now beginning to essentially level out and pick up velocity to get us into low Earth orbit.
So the cool thing about this space station, how many in space? I don't understand the question. Sorry. The cool thing about this, so when we say 0G or zero gravity, they're not actually in zero gravity. The gravity of the Earth is still there. It still applies. It's slightly lessened because they're farther away and gravity depends on distance. But I don't think it's any lower than about 90% of the Earth's surface. But the reason that they're weightless is because they're in orbit. And so they're basically following exactly as fast as gravity is pulling. And so there's no apparent gravity because of the orbit. So when they're talking about getting up to velocity to get into low Earth orbit, they're just saying that once you get to the right height, and then you need to match velocities so that you can kind of be in this continuous free fall around the Earth, and that's what puts you in orbit. Oh, you got to see it? That's so cool. How did it look?
first stage now getting ready to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. This is about a 29-second burn, and it's designed to slow the vehicle way down. We're going to shed about 70% of the velocity of that drop in first stage by the time this landing burn completes.